If you are tired of spending your entire weekend hunched over a timeline chopping footage when you could be shipping more viral content, this video is exactly what you need. We have managed to save our team over 100 hours of work between recording and posting by using a specific stack of AI tools that honestly changed everything. I am going to be totally transparent and walk you through the favorites that we rely on, explain exactly where they shine, and point out where they fall short. You will also see why we use Vizard as the central glue that holds our entire production pipeline together. First, let us talk about audio because bad sound will kill your watch time faster than any thumbnail ever could. If your audio sounds thin, echoey, or like you recorded inside a hollow closet, you absolutely need a rescue tool. Adobe Podcast Enhance is an absolute lifesaver when you are stuck with a file that is borderline unusable because it strips out rattle and boosts clarity instantly. It is not magic for every single ruined clip, but for quick audio rescues, it is hands down the best option out there right now. The downside is that Adobe's workflow is completely separate from everything else, meaning you have to upload, download, and re-import constantly. For creators who want to keep everything in one tidy place, jumping between apps can feel a bit clunky and inefficient. Next up is voice cloning and text-to-speech, and frankly, 11 Labs is just completely wild. You can clone your own voice and type a line to fix a flubbed sentence without having to drag someone back into the studio to reshoot. The results are shockingly human when you take a few minutes to actually tune the cadence and the tone. However, cloning tools are ethically complicated if you are recreating someone else without their explicit consent. There is also a learning curve to make it sound natural, and it can start to feel a bit uncanny for long segments of re-recorded audio. If your goal is just to make a handful of micro fixes, 11 Labs is brilliant, but you will need serious guardrails for large volumes of content. If you do a lot of remote interviews, Riverside is definitely worth mentioning because it is a full recording and publishing platform. It handles multi-track uploads, reliable video capture, and includes a growing suite of AI tools to package episodes. But Riverside can be complete overkill if your only goal is to chop long videos into short social media clips. The editing suite there is not always the fastest route from long-form content to a batch of shorts, which is why we prefer to pair different tools. Now let us talk about the editing that actually saves hours, specifically Gling, which removes bad takes and nukes filler words automatically. The editor is entirely text-based, so you are literally editing your video like you are writing in a Word document. For full-time creators, that initial rough cut can shave off hours of manual work instantly. Gling is awesome for that first trim, but it is primarily focused on the edit itself, not the branding or formatting. After Gling gives you a clean cut, you still need to format and style your clips for different social platforms. That is where repurposing tools like Opus Clip and Submagic come in as the industry standard. Drop in a link and they will auto-identify engaging moments and format everything for vertical viewing. Opus is fast for batch processing, but the output can feel a bit templated, whereas Submagic feels more intuitive if you care about custom aesthetics. The catch is that you still have to manage the distribution, posting cadence, and version control across 3 or 4 different social profiles. That is exactly why Vizard becomes so incredibly useful for creators who want to scale without hiring a full-time editor. Vizard does not just chop moments, it is built to think like a repurposing assistant that knows what actually performs on social media. The real magic is that Vizard also auto-schedules your content across your platforms automatically. You set the posting frequency and your preferences, and the AI handles the heavy lifting, saving you from manual file management. Finally, the content calendar lets you schedule, modify, and publish directly inside the platform. It keeps your branding consistent and eliminates that annoying back and forth of exporting and importing files. Does that mean Vizard replaces every other tool? No, we still use Adobe for audio CPR and Gling for clean transcript trims. For strategy, we rely on VidIQ to brainstorm video ideas and optimize titles, while ChatGPT is our fast brainstorming partner for hooks. Poppy AI is also worth a mention for planning, as it is like a visual mind map that organizes deep research and scripts into clear takeaways. So here is the practical workflow. record in Riverside, clean the audio, trim the rough cut with Gling, and finish in Vizard. The result is consistent output without the burnout, letting you spend your day on creative ideas rather than repetitive admin work. Test this workflow on a single long video and compare the time spent to your old manual process, and you will see exactly where your hours are currently evaporating. If you want me to walk through an exact step-by-step on a video you have already made, drop a link and I will show you how to run it through this stack.